The professor is a tall figure in Victorian outfit. He carries enormous bundles of newspaper. A chair stick hangs from one elbow, and the other arm clutches a road sign bearing a scribble and the one word bend. Now, he also does a lot of illegal deeds. He forges driving licenses. He plunders the accident sites on the road. There are warning signs on the road, and he removes them so that accidents happen. And then he goes to the site and steals all the parts of the vehicles, which he resells on the resells from the accident store. He offers shelter, liquor, and lecture to the drivers and touts. These people who depend on the road for their livelihood help the professor. They want to understand the concept of the word to which the professor makes references, and he obsessively seeking to find the word. Some of them think it is necessary to make dog sacrifice rituals for Ogun, the Yoruba god of fire, creativity, hunting, and so on. They attempt to grasp the mystery that surrounds the character of Murano, regarded by Professor as the living embodiment of the world existing between the realms of the dead and the living. They talk about their experiences on and off the road, their current financial situations, and also about spiritual affairs concerning the god Ogun. Much of the knowledge about characters' past is presented in flashbacks. Kotonu and Samson are drawn into the first flashback while the professor is writing up a report about an accident. With a shout from Samson and the violent screech of brakes, the two men are suddenly back at the broken bridge. Now, what has happened at the broken bridge? Kotonu and Samson, they have been involved in two major accidents, which the audience witnesses flashbacks. Now, in this first flashback, which is titled "Narrow Escape at the Rotten Bridge," this is a fairly recent event. Now, in this, a heavily loaded truck overtakes Kotonu's truck and drives on to a rotten bridge. The bridge collapses in front of them, killing all the passengers in the truck just before Kotonu's lorry enters the bridge. This narrow escape from death causes Kotonu to reconsider his career. Samson talks about the immediate problem of rehabilitating Kotonu before reenacting the fatal accident at the rotten bridge. The professor helps them to write an eyewitness statement for the police investigation. Samson's account is factual, and excitement runs through the scene. Another flashback scene is the accident at the drivers' festival, in which Murano is run down by Kotonu's truck. This is visually and grotesquely enacted and relived by Samson and Kotonu. The scene projects horror into the audience and provides much insight about Kotonu and Samson's personalities. During this drivers' festival, Kotonu has managed to run over one of the Egungun masqueraders, whose name is Murano, using his truck. Just not done on purpose, but then he runs onto the road and Kotonu's truck runs him over. Now, in order to avoid being caught and maybe beaten to death by the people who are the worshippers of this god, what Kotonu does is that he takes the mask of Murano and then hides the body, the wounded body, which he believes Kotonu believes that he is dead, and he takes the mask and then performs the ritual dance to fool the people who have come chasing this Egungun god. Performs the dance and all the people are happy, and then Kotonu leaves the place. He throws the mask onto his truck and then he leaves. And he reaches the accident store and then gives the mask to the professor. Now, unknown to both Kotonu and Samson, the professor has found Murano on the road and he has brought him back to the accident store. He is hurt and he refuses to speak. Maybe it's because of the shock of the accident, or maybe because he was killed during the Ajimo phase. Now, Ajimo phase is like it is similar to what we have in the oracle in our temples. Now, since Murano was hit during the Ajimo phase, which is half human and half god, he was in a state of possession. The professor believes that this is the closest possible that he is going to get to the truth of the word. Since he has one foot in the world of the humans and the other in the spiritual world, Murano might be able to reveal the truth of what the word is, or the real meaning of life or death. So he keeps him in his accident store and then employs him as a servant to serve palm wine. Kotonu, on the other hand, he is haunted by the guilt of having knocked an Egungun figure, Murano. He stopped driving and has become a salesman and manages Professor's accident store. This is why Samson is trying to convince him to take up his previous profession.